Welcome to Myers ASMR. How are you? It's so good to see you. I'm always glad to see you. Did you know that you can never be without source? Yeah, you can't bench yourself off enough. You can never be without source. Look what I have today. I made a turkey and cheese on pita bread today. So let me let you get a closer look of that. You know, this pita is so fragile that I pretty much opened up the whole thing. I didn't want to risk tearing it, but it was already torn. Look at that. I mean, it came like that, just with that tear in it. So, here goes. That smoked turkey really makes up for it. Wow, this is amazing. With some brown mustard. Since the bread is so thin, you don't need to put a lot of meat. One of these days I will perfect lighting. Right now, it's just me who works another full-time job, and I got a bare bones setup here. Hey, but y'all can help me out. Right, like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing here. Wow, I just love to eat. Most people love to eat, in my experience. I've worked in restaurants. 100 degrees in here, so I don't think this is going to be a long video. Just put a little lettuce and mustard. That's it. I didn't want to overwhelm the bread with too much. Cheddar is so good. I'm talking about real cheddar. I'm trying to make it through, y'all. I can feel the sweat dripping off my hair. Look at my skin. Somebody let me know what it's like to live in Tampa, Florida. myself prepared to call the police if he put his hands on me, because it was impossible for me to have spit on him, because I spewed directly in front of me onto my bag. And he was that way. Like, I felt it coming out, so I would not have spit on anyone. So other people are standing there looking at him, wondering, like, what did I do to him? And you know what I did? Kept my gaze straight ahead, like I didn't even hear him, like I didn't know what the heck he was talking about. You don't have to interact or even acknowledge everything that's trying to get your attention. You know, I was not about to get into it with some kid, you know. Anyways, I'm just saying, I feel like society seems to be more stressed right now, and we're going to have to use our patience and discipline to not react to everything, to every bit of stimuli. A lot of things don't really need and are better off without our response. And, you know, he went somewhere else, wherever he saw he wasn't getting a response out of me. And, you know, at the next stop, he got off the bus, and I saw him. I was by the window, and I saw him pass by out the window. And he didn't look back at me. He knew where I was sitting. He wasn't pointing. He didn't say anything to me at the window. So I knew that he just forgot about it. He probably regained his consciousness and his sanity, and, like, you know, it was probably like, what was that? Hopefully he just forgets about it. You know, some people, you don't even want them to remember you. I'm just telling you that story so that you think, you pause, okay? When somebody's coming at you, when there's a situation, just pause, just pause. It doesn't matter what they're saying or how they're acting. You know, sometimes you can make yourself look really bad by getting into a yelling match with somebody, especially over something that's very, very trivial. And most things are just not worth it. Something like that, where he saw me cough and spew a little bit of my liquid into my own bag, okay? Into my own bag. Now, maybe he had never seen someone do that. Of course, I didn't mean to do that, but I didn't harm anybody. I didn't spit on anybody. I'm just giving you an example of a situation that could have escalated into something ugly, but simply by choosing your reactions or non-reactions, you can take the preventative measures. And everybody got to walk home safely that day. Nobody was picked up by the police. You see what I'm saying? Nobody was struck. So, anyways, I teach a lot about people skills on this channel. And I'm stressing this because, look, I work in criminal court. And of course, I see a lot of things. A lot of things. I see people make choices I wish that they had not. So, it persons who are interacting are under stress. The unfortunate effects of communication blocks are many and varied. They frequently diminish the other's self-esteem. They tend to trigger defensiveness, resistance, and resentment. They can lead to dependency, withdrawal, feelings of defeat, or of inadequacy. They decrease the likelihood that the other will find her own solution to her problem. Each roadblock is a feeling blocker. It reduces the likelihood that the other will constructively express her true feelings. Because communication roadblocks carry a high risk of fostering these negative results, their repeated use can cause permanent damage to a relationship. What specific barriers are apt to hinder a conversation? Experts in interpersonal communication like Carl Rogers, Rule Howe, Haim Gino, and Jack Gibb have pinpointed responses that tend to block conversation. More recently, Thomas Gordon devised a comprehensive list that he calls the Dirty Dozen of communication spoilers. These undesirable responses include criticizing, making a negative evaluation of the other person, her actions or attitudes. You brought it on yourself. You've got nobody else to blame for the mess you are in. Name calling, putting down or stereotyping the other person. What a dope, just like a woman. Egghead. You hard hats are all alike. You're just another insensitive male. Diagnosing. Analyzing why a person is behaving as she is. Playing amateur psychiatrist. I can read you like a book. You're just doing that to irritate me. Just because you went to college, you think you're better than I. Boy, did I hear that one from my own family. Well, I'm going to stop it right here. And that's where I'm going to pick up the next time. Hey, remember that you can never be without source. You can never be without source. You can never pinch yourself off from your own divine source. If you like what I'm doing here, like and subscribe, donate to the cause. Catch me